Got yourself something funky.
Evening, Coran.
Hello there. How's it going?
Not too bad. Evening, Stu. Still
Evening.
doing tagging. So, been up for anything good this week?
Not a vast amount. Mostly just shifting building materials, making sure the attic gets put together properly, you know?
You converting the attic out?
Well, more just properly insulating it and stuff. But also turning it into a usable storage space and such, because, I mean, this house needed a lot of work when we got it.
Yeah.
But,
So,
and the other thing is, as we've been doing this, I've been going through some of the old boxes, finding a few of my old sources, you know? And it turns out I had a half-finished bottle of this stuff.
Blood Eagle, I haven't seen that for a while.
I assume they still do it.
I forgot what it tastes like.
It is a Carolina Reaper sauce, and it is very Carolina Reaper,
I
but
remember
it's
this one now.
also cherry tomato. And I didn't fully understand when I first tried this. I tried it and went, have you slow roasted those or something? Because I'd not done a lot of cooking with cherry tomatoes, because why would you? They're just smaller tomatoes, right? No, no, turns out you cook them up. They get a really concentrated, rich flavor to them. And so, yeah, by using cherry tomatoes in this rather than full size, you actually get a lot more flavor out of them. You can still taste them against the Carolina Reaper, despite this being, I'd say it's only 28% Carolina Reaper, which surprising.
Only still quite a lot.
And some of the sources I've had have been sort of upwards of 60% Reaper, and I wouldn't say this is quite on par with those, but it's really not far behind.
So I seem to remember that being a hot one. Though it was too hot for me.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not used to Reaper sources, it probably will be.
I seem to remember a lot of hiccups.
But yeah, it's a Reaper sauce with a little bit more flavor to it, which is nice. It isn't anything utterly unique, but the tomato flavor it has is a really good, rich. I would have thought slow cooked, but actually just cherry one.
I think they are roasted cherry tomatoes.
So yeah, that's those. Um, yeah, I just wanted to mention that briefly because I had a fair amount of that just splashed over my dinner tonight. You know, mixed in with a cheap supermarket pasta sauce because it gives it a proper rich tomato flavor. It adds some heat to it. And interestingly enough, you wouldn't think this from a lot of sauces, but it actually helps tone down the vinegar as well. Amazingly. So yeah, that's one of the places I use it, but also I'll use it over a burger or on sausages like I would ketchup.
It was a big favourite for a long time. That's why when you pulled it back out, it was like we haven't seen that for a while.
Yeah,
I wonder
but
if
it's
he
a
did
real
stop
goodie.
doing it.
It's not, it's not anything unique or anything. It's just a well done Reaper sauce.
At the time, it was unique because there wasn't very many well done Reaper sauces.
Fair, fair. Or the ones that
Abigail,
were a uniquely fruity one, say, and so not the same thing this is. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to bring that up just because it might affect my tastings today, just how much heat I get from things, because I'm not used to that kind of sauce anymore.
but he had a big bowl of pasta.
Yeah, yeah, and it needed something, and I found that, and it was the something.
I'm gonna have to check and
So
see if they do still stock it.
I should do. I should double check that. I probably should have double checked that. Chili Project.
Yep.
I just blanked on the label that I've been looking at seconds ago. So, do you have Blood Eagle in stock? Ooh, they have the Naga grinder. That's nice. Hot shot jalapenos, the garlic Naga pickle, and the brinjal, and the brown, and grizzly garlic, and all sorts. Oh, I love the Verde Verde. Yeah, Blood Eagle's in stock,
Ah, so do still make it.
so you can get more of it. I think if I remember rightly, they had an extra hot version with a Fatali Gourmet jigsaw or something, or a Hertberry or something like that for a while. And I strongly considered it, and then went, you know what? Actually, last time I had that chili, it really hurt me. Maybe I shouldn't.
So yeah,
But
anybody that
yeah,
wants to get hold of that one, www.thechiliproject.co.uk.
yeah, would recommend it. I believe I had a discount code, but I have completely forgotten what it is. I
You're
did
right,
not
Stu.
prepare for this well because I was out shopping for milk because my family used it all up this morning. But on to the main event. You'll see this is all pink and heart shaped. This is Wiltshire Chili Farm's Valentine's Day special, which I'm a little annoyed at because I ordered it roughly 2 weeks ago now. It was supposed to turn up. Well, it was supposed to turn up before Valentine's Day at the very least. It turned up on the 16th.
Ouch.
So, fortunately, I don't care. This was my gift from me to me, but I'm a little annoyed at the company for that.
You should
And
have
I
rang up
would
and
have,
complained of the disappointment from not getting your own present from yourself.
well, I would have done, except the only way to contact them is a contact form on their website, which wasn't working. So yeah, not super impressed with their customer service or their delivery, but I have been impressed with their chocolate in the past. Their Chipotle and Orange is a beautiful smoky milk chocolate. And I did rather like their habanero and lime as well. Their Ghost was, it was something that it was a little difficult to eat at points because it was quite strongly Ghost. And it was dark, which is not my preferred chocolate, but it was still good.
Strawberry one sounded the better there.
Yeah, this strawberry and aji limon white chocolate sounds very interesting to me. I'm a little surprised reading the description of it. It's not quite what I thought. I thought it was going to be strawberry flavored chocolate. It turns out it's actually strawberry jelly pieces. So, not
It
sure
was
how that's
sounding
going to
good until
go.
I noticed it was white chocolate.
Ah, you're not a fan of white chocolate.
Not really. But saying
Fair.
that, Kinder eggs taste okay and they've got white chocolate in them.
Yeah, Kinder eggs are a nice mix.
Mm.
Hey, someone's got to buy me a Valentine's Day gift, right? No, I got it as much for this as for anything else. It wasn't really a Valentine's Day thing, but at the same time, it looked like nice chocolate, and I do like to buy myself nice chocolate.
I think you can still get hold of it, Stefan.
What was that? This one or
No, I won by today's adventure. I think some
can't say
like
I
it
know
hot
them.
shop. Uh, look for some
Okay,
like it hot shop or something like that, Stefan. I think they sell it.
I've heard of that. I guess link me after. So looking at it, looks fairly normal from the front, nicely patterned, but not much else, and not anything specific in the patterning. But at the back, you can see all of those strawberry jelly cubes.
Not
And
sure what I think
then
about them.
I should read the actual ingredients. It's white chocolate 93%, which is sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, emulsifier, which is soya lecithin, natural vanilla flavoring, and that's it. And then the remaining 7% are strawberry flavored jelly pieces, which makes up 6% of the total. Concentrated apple puree, concentrated strawberry puree, fructose, glucose syrup again. Why? Oh, right. One of them is fructose glucose syrup. One of them is just glucose syrup. Then sugar, humectant, which is glycerol. I don't even know. Wait, no. Humectant will be to adjust humidity, basically. wheat fiber, palm fat, acidity regulator, which is malic acid, gelling agent, which is pectin, food coloring, which is concentrate of carrot, pumpkin, and blueberry, natural strawberry flavoring with other natural flavoring. And that's what goes into the jelly. Then it is 1% ají limon, which is lemon drop or ají limo powder.
1%'s a bit low.
Yeah, 1% is a bit low, but it is a powder. I find 1% in a chocolate still comes through quite well. If I remember rightly, there's only about 1% in Grim Reaper Foods' ghost pepper chocolate, and that's still got a good heat to it.
Mm. I'm interested
So,
to see how these little jelly pieces feel in your mouth as you eat it.
yeah. By the looks of it, the ají limon is in the chocolate and not the jelly. Worth noting. Can't see much of it in there, but well, we'll see. Right, how do I get into this?
Didn't bring a knife.
There we go. It's got a crease in the packaging I can pull on. And then
Does it
that's
have
already
that
snap
weird
of it.
milky bar smell?
A little bit, but it actually smells more of the strawberry jelly. Oh, I should have held that up to the microphone, but I don't think you got much of that. It's got a
Yeah,
very soft snap.
it hasn't got
It's
a.
not got the very noisy quality snap of a lot of the chili chocolates that I've had.
Some white chocolate feels
Tell you
waxy
what
to
though,
me.
taste is there. Really smooth, creamy, milky, cocoa buttery flavor to it up front. Well, sort of underneath, and then you got that strawberry flavor on top, little hint of citrus under it. And then once all of the chocolate's gone, then it leaves behind a growing and actually quite substantial lemon drop heat to it.
So you still got the cocoa taste.
Hmm.
That's usually what's missing from a lot of white chocolates.
Well, it's the cocoa butter taste, not the cocoa solid taste, if that makes sense. So it tastes like a good white chocolate, but it doesn't taste like a milk chocolate at all.
I'm the same, John. It's white chocolate was a bit of a put off. How's the jelly pieces with chocolate? Does the texture feel okay?
I like that a lot.
Do they only
Next, we'll
do a
move
white
on to the
chocolate?
Chipotle and orange.
Do they only do a white chocolate version of that, or is there a plain or a dark?
That one only comes in white. The Chipotle and orange and the habanero and lime only come in milk. And then the ghost pepper only comes in dark. Moving on to this one. This is a minimum of 35% cocoa solids and 22% milk solids. Interesting that they list the milk solids because a lot of milk chocolates don't. I don't think I've seen that many places at all before. Actually, I'm going to have a slight sip of my milk to get rid of the lingering ají limon. And you said 1% was small, but it's a very noticeable 1%. Oh, you go for 90% dark, do you, Stu? Personally, I don't go above maybe an 80 normally, but for some reason, I will eat 100%. It's usually more of a cooking thing, but I will eat it.
I just like all dark chocolate.
This is milk chocolate 96.5%, which is sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, cocoa mass, emulsifier, which is soy lecithin again, and natural vanilla flavor again. Then it's 2.5% chipotle powder and 1% natural orange oil. And that's all that goes into this. There's not quite the same level of extras that go into the other one. I don't think it needs them. I'm not so into the bitter personally, but for some reason, I'm the only person I know who can stomach the 100% stuff. I did have 99% once, and it's just why? Why would you make the chocolate 1% sugar when you can't taste the difference? Yeah, that's just making it worse for you for no better taste. Might as well have the 100% stuff. Yeah, it looks a lot the same as the other one. There are tiny dark flecks in the back, though I'm not sure you'll be able to see them on the camera. Similarly, weak snap to it. Can you see? No, you can't see the dark fleck on there either.
Visually, it looks like similar chocolate to a Yorkie bar.
Hmm. I think if anything, it looks a bit lighter, but it tastes a bit darker because of the smoke. The pot light just. And initially, that's all it is. It's a slightly darker milk chocolate, but then the orange comes through as a nice undertone to it all, and you're left with a lingering, quite savory smoke flavor. I really like how the creaminess fades away into the smoke. I think that's genuinely really nice. When I first got it, I wasn't sure how it would work out, and I thought the orange would be the highlight. But no, it is very much the lingering smoke from the chocolate that works for that one. And then the final thing I got from Wiltshire Chili Farm today, let me just get it out of this little bubble wrap bag, was some more of, I'm sure you remember this,
Yeah.
some of their smoked cheddar. I can't remember if this was actually my favorite of the cheeses or not. It's been way too long. But you can't go wrong with smoked cheddar, right?
Well, it's cheese.
So this is naturally smoked with oak and a hint of paprika. Yep. So cheddar cheese, which is milk, and it's 99%. Then paprika, preservative, which is E202, and then smoke. There you go. Nothing super crazy there.
And I bet you forgot to bring some crackers.
Ah. I couldn't find any, so I just used the skinny salt and black pepper ones that my family had. Probably
Better
not
than
the
none.
best crackers, but definitely better than no crackers.
Yep, better than none.
But before we do anything with the crackers, let's just cut into this cheese. Label off first and foremost. We'll stick that somewhere later. Or I guess I gotta stick it on the front of my microphone for now. There you go. That doesn't really work. Oh well.
It's lost its sticky already.
It's more I haven't pressed it down, but if I do, you'll get microphone noise. And nobody
Oh,
wants mic
yeah.
handling noise.
Bacon cheese. Need to get a message to Rick and Laura and tell them they need to do some bacon cheese.
I've not had theirs. I have had Daddy Cools's, and that was extremely good stuff. Surprisingly low on the heat, but very nicely smoky. This, I don't think is going to be quite the same level of crazy smoky, but And that's a good orange color to it. Right, cracker time. Oh, top one's broken. No. Why would you do this to me, Cracker Company?
Isn't the top one always broken?
Probably.
So is the cheese a creamy one or a dry, mature one? Pardon
We're
me.
about to find out. It seems relatively soft. But it's not spreadable, certainly. Yeah, I'd say similarly to the chocolate, that's creamy and fairly normal cheese up front and then gets a lot stronger a moment later. Well, likewise, Stu, this isn't chili. Daddy Cool's one was, but the chili was more flavor than heat, and smoke was still the dominant flavor in that. Yeah, that's a good smoky cheese. Let's try it with some stuff. I mentioned Daddy Cool's already. This is his okra and garlic pickle. It is one of my absolute favorites from him. And I didn't realize I had another jar of this. I found it in the back of the fridge. Figured, what better thing to try on this cheese than that? Yeah, this is gorgeous stuff. Ah. That's what it looks like. Oh, I'm pouring oil down my hand. Let me grab you a spoonful for a better look then. Get some of the chunks on there. There you go.
Big chunks of onion and things.
Oh, I believe it's the okra, that. Oh, cracker. And I will say, for black pepper crackers, there's very little black pepper in these. They are just a vehicle for the cheese. There we go. Cracker with cheese. Top with plenty of pickle.
Cheese and pickle just because.
Yeah, that's gorgeous stuff. Full of Indian spices and okra. I'm nice, rich flavor to it. There's no, I don't know what more to say, really. And, you know, good rich cheese with a bit of smoke to it underneath. All round winners.
think so far it's the chocolate with the orange and chipotle winning for me. Yep.
Yeah, I thought
Actually
it
said
might.
chocolate. My taste buds have changed that much. I actually preferred chocolate for a change.
Not usually a fan, eh?
Not until recently. I have been eating a lot of chocolate lately.
Huh. I'll give this one a go. But also, actually, pretty much all the orange chocolates are good I've had from chili companies. Because, yeah, this one's great. This one's really nice and smoky. But there's also the well-spiced one from Grim Reaper Foods with ghost pepper and clove and cinnamon. And then there's also the orange and ghost pepper one from was it Plot? Who was it in the group? It was somebody in the group.
I won't remember. My memory's no good.
Brown paper label if it helps.
Lee Alexandra, the 41445 Chili Company.
That's it. I didn't think it was Plot 34A or whatever it was.
See, I remember labels better than I do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, John remembered it as well.
That had a rather sharper heat to it than the others, but the flavor was on point.
Was best chocolate ever.
And this is the thing, I don't think I've ever had a bad orange chili chocolate.
Saying that, I don't think I've had a bad orange chocolate. I like orange chocolate. I like mint as well.
Oh, no. I did have a really bad orange chocolate once. Because Cadbury started doing an orange dairy milk. And I didn't realize at the time, this was after they'd swapped over to the American curdled milk that Hershey's uses. And it just tasted so vile.
Never seen that one. I'm glad I kind of missed it.
It was
Leah's
one of the
making a
many
comeback.
limited editions they were doing to try and convince people to still eat their stuff.
Stu's just pointed out, Lee's making a comeback. He's back in that kitchen. He's been on the chocolate and he's back on the sauce.
Oh, nice. Nice. I might have a talk to him because there was something I was discussing with him in the past that never quite came to light.
Yes, Stefan, Ragnarok is orange chocolate, but not the type that people were just gonna.
I've not had Ragnarok. I'm assuming it's one of the stupid hot challenges.
It's pretty as hot as it comes. It's
What's in it?
160 Reapers or something.
In how much?
In a £1/2 chocolate bar.
How much is half a pound?
Don't know. I can't work it out in grams. 600 and something, does it?
Okay, so that's a fairly big bar then.
Oh,
these are only 100 grams, and you know, it's still a decent size.
That size bar.
Is
yeah, it's big.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
No,
There's no way.
It's only available to certain Chilli-heads. You have to be able. They need to know that you can handle stupidly hot before you can buy a Ragnarok.
I mean, the last one I had of those chocolate bars, I think it was something like 36 Reapers. I tried it, and I'm just like, well, how bad can it be, right? It's Reapers in chocolate. I've had Reapers in chocolate before. I've had whole Reapers before. There was no way it was going to compare to that, right? No, it was definitely stronger.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it was stronger than the whole Reapers I'd had, but it was. So, can't say I can do that. Can't say I can see myself doing the Ragnarok at any point.
Nah.
But if you like it, great.
Anything else nice to show
By you,
us?
I mean people in chat. Well, I did also find a bottle of Wiltshire Chili Farms winter sauce, if you want to see that.
Yep, never seen that one before.
It is apparently an age-old Canadian recipe, which is interesting. It's tomato, cider vinegar, apples, onion, green peppers, celery, brown sugar, chili 2%, salt, mustard, ginger, black pepper, and spices. Doesn't say what chili it is. It's ghost pepper. Oh, and habanero. It's a mix of the two, right? But where did I put my spare spoon? There we go. I'll have some of this as is, and then I'll have some of it with the cheese. It is a good hot chili they've used. It's not a lot of it. I don't think it'll be too hot. You can see the flecks of black pepper quite closely, though.
Can
Even when it's not focused too well, you can see that fleck right there.
Yeah, can see it's on top.
And yet you can also definitely taste the browned apple in that. And it tastes like it should be cinnamony, but then it turns savory.
When it was
And
coming
yeah,
out, I was thinking something along the lines of HP, but you never mentioned no fruit or anything, did you?
well, there was the apple in that,
Well, apple.
which there is also in a lot of your brown sauces,
Yeah.
but it doesn't taste like a HP sauce at all. It's not sweet and fruity. There is the browned apple in that, but there is also the green pepper and celery. And it is a lot more savory than you'd expect of such a fruity sauce. And it doesn't have any of the other fruit. It's just apple and tomato, pepper. I'm gonna have a bit with the cheese.
I agree, John. It does sound nice. Simple as well. Sounds simple and nice.
Oh, I would have a bit with the cheese. If I could get the cheese off my knife. That's routinely a problem. So let's see if the cracker will do it. Let's see if I can just slide the cracker under the cheese.
Watch him stab himself in the finger with the knife.
Oh god, no, I'm not doing that on camera.
You're not far from.
No, but I'm careful. See? My hand is intact. Now this hand is a different matter. But you know, that's not the one I was stabbing. That's a separate earlier injury from moving building stuff. Right, so there you go. Fair bit on there. No tamarind, John, though. I wouldn't see the tamarind being a miss at all. I think it'd go quite nicely into this sauce. Yeah, that's all right, but I think there are probably better places for this over cheese. Trying to think where exactly though. 'Cause, yeah, it's a little bit peppery. It's definitely a bit browned apple, but it's mostly savory. Well, no, it is a lot browned apple, but it's also savory peppers.
Pork chops.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see it. They say anything specific for it? No. Just to pack a punch on your palate, which, yeah. Yeah, it's got a surprising kick for being 2% chili. But, you know, I'd say it's a good habanero kick more than the ghost.
Could work on shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I think I generally prefer a actual brown sauce, but I could see it
Henderson's
working.
relish. Henderson's relish on your shepherd's pie, man.
I feel like brown sauce is a little more substantial than just Henderson's relish, and
I
probably
know
what
that's
I'd
why
go
you have to
for.
put a load of it on. You have to really cover it with
You
Henderson's
could, of
relish.
course, mix the two, brown sauce and Henderson's.
Half a bottle of Henderson's relish on my shepherd's pie.
Fair enough. I do like Henderson's a lot.
So Charlie,
It is just, I mean, it is just Worcestershire sauce, but vegan, basically. And way better than any of the supposed vegan Worcestershire sauces.
it's better than Worcestershire sauce as well.
Depends on the mood, but the thing is, you can just splash Henderson's relish over the top and everything's great.
Yeah.
Whereas Worcestershire sauce, you splashed over the top, it tastes fishy and horrible. Got to actually probably cook that into something.
That's the thing with Worcestershire sauce as well. You can put too much on, but with Henderson's you can't.
Yeah, Henderson's, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, but it's not worse, and it's definitely more foolproof.
Yeah. Hey, there's another good one. Dan Reed's May the Fair for sure. That's vegan friendly
Nice.
too.
I don't
And
think I had the. I don't think I had that. I think I had something that sounded vaguely similar in name.
he
It
does a
wasn't the
fiery
Worcestershire
one,
version.
fiery May the Chef Share. And that's quite nice too. And both vegan friendly.
I might just take the Henderson's though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can get Henderson's when I go to B&M and all over the place.
Yeah.
And
If you can get Henderson's, why would you get something else?
I don't have to fight Adele for the others. If there's any of the May the Fisher in the house, you have to fight Adele for it because it's hers.
Yeah. Henderson's used to be a Sheffield specific thing, didn't it?
Yeah, it's spread about a lot now.
A lot more obtainable.
Anything else to show us, dude?
No, that's it for today. What was I looking up regarding today's adventure?
If it was in the shop yet, but I think it was Charlie says it's not there yet. Some like it hot shop.
I'm just trying to Google today's adventure sauce and see what comes up. Oh, pineapple and habanero. Okay. Classic, tried and true combination.
Pardon me.
Well, AVG does not like their website.
Unusual.
That's slightly concerning. What do you have to say about it? Miscellaneous. Yeah, great. Thank you, AVG. You tell me nothing useful ever. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But
that's all right, because I can't even find it.
And the website is Adventure Source, I think .com, but it could have been .co.uk. Sorry, adventuresources.com.
John Hollywell's got 2 bottles, so if you hit him up, he might part with one. Don't think so, though.
It sounds like he likes it a bit too much.
Yeah. The website's being updated with the new stock. It's why you might be having problems with your AVG. Might not have.
I would have hoped that AVG wouldn't just see an update and go, "Oh no, something wrong with this." But, I don't know. Hopefully, all will be well in the future, and I'll be able to see what they do. In the meantime, yeah, that's everything from today. We had some smoky cheese, smoky chocolate, which is quite a unique and distinctive experience. And where else are you going to get smoked chocolate? We had some strawberry and ají limon chocolate, which I really like the fruitiness of.
I like the fact that it was unusual because I've never seen chocolate with little jelly pieces in before. So.
I have once or twice, but it's not exactly common.
Dairy Milk do one, apparently.
Yeah, I think they do, but also it's dairy milk. Horrible stuff.
Adele's just said
Shouldn't be allowed.
Nice.
Yeah, we had those. We had the okra and garlic pickle, which is a family favorite. Anytime I order from Daddy Cool's, we get at least 1 jar of this. Yeah. Usually 2.
There's a few people in the group swear by it. And the
Yeah, I'm
brinjal.
definitely one of them. And then the winter chili sauce from Wilt's Chili Farm, which definitely wasn't what I expected. A lot more savory, but still has a nice bit of browned apple to it. Still has a nice hint of black pepper. Not a bad sauce. So yeah, I think everything was good today.
There didn't seem to be a bad one.
Huh? So aside from the delivery being rather slower than it should have been, I've been very happy with all of this.
Not doing your job properly, you're supposed to find something for us to laugh at.
Well, I mean, that was last week, wasn't it? Last week you had everything to laugh at. Oh, and we did also see this at the start. I think you might want to see me try some of it. I forgot about that. I
Yeah, I
was
want to see
going
if
to
you get
end on that.
hiccups. I seem to remember getting really bad hiccups off this.
I'd be very surprised if I don't. Oh god, that came out fast.
I think the bonnet tried to chug a bottle. Or I think he did chug a bottle.
It's the right consistency for chugging, I think. I wouldn't say it's super liquid. I've definitely seen watery ones, and this isn't that, but it does come out fast, it does pour well. Be careful with it. Um, yeah, I'll just do it. It'll be fine. Instant Reaper with little roasted pepper bits and a nice sweetness from the tomato. And that tomato flavor comes through. And then it's back to Reaper for that sour heat and hiccups.
There's the hiccups.
Yep. Yeah. There was no way this wasn't going to give me hiccups. Because it is. It's a Reaper sauce. And it says it's only 28 point. What was after the point? 28.4% Reaper mash, but that's more than Reaper enough. I mean, it definitely hits like a 40+% Reaper sauce. Yeah. You're right, Charlie. I can't even say the word Reaper very well without hiccuping in the middle of it. And while the milk kills it for a moment, it just comes back sharper across the tongue.
Doesn't burn so bad if you put it on a sausage sandwich.
Oh no, if you use it in small quantities where you'd use a ketchup, it's really very nice. Or if you mix it in with a pasta sauce. But on its own, that hurts like hell.
For anybody that's looking for a really good hot sauce with a high heat level, that one is highly recommended.
Yeah, I imagine glue straight out of the bottle would help soothe it, but there are obvious issues with that. Like, I'd be eating glue.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what will soothe it, actually?
Another spoonful?
God, no.
2 spoonfuls.
Slice of cheese.
That will help. On a cracker with another spoonful.
No, forget that.
Now, the cheese will definitely help.
I've done enough of that sauce for now, but and genuinely, your shepherd's pies, your burgers, your sausages, mixed into a tomato and mascarpone sauce. Great in all of those places. You wanted me to eat the wax from the cheese, Charlie. Oh,
Yeah.
I tried. It's not pleasant. I mean, it's just wax.
Fill
The
you up.
first second or so, it's fine, and then it just feels like wax.
Yeah, and then your mouth lets you know that you're eating wax.
Yeah. Uh,
There was always one kid at school that would sit and chew all the crayons, though, isn't there? You know what I mean? It was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I used to eat the Baby Bell wax when I was a kid.
could never get my head round it. While there was always one that would just sit and chew on the crayons.
Yeah, I have no idea why either. It wasn't good.
It's like wax, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no worries, Charlie. It's fine. Uh, the wax thing's theoretically to coat the tongue so you don't feel it in the mouth, which makes perfect sense until you realize that the mouth isn't the only place you feel the chili, and it's not going to coat your entire stomach. So it's just asking for a disaster where your stomach gets full of chili that you can't handle. Haven't felt up top.
I saw that video, Charlie.
uh, yeah, the stem's the hottest part. I mean, the bit near the stem is where all the seeds are and where all the placenta is. So, yeah, sure, I can see that being the hottest part. The actual stem and calyx, that's nothing.
Tastes funky.
And it just tastes like green and wood.
Like green, see? People know what you mean when you say it tastes green. It's why I don't eat green
Yeah.
sauces.
There are a few sauces. I think Cholula does it, where they actually use the whole chili and blend in some of the calyx. Because it gives it a slight not quite herb flavor, if that makes sense.
You'll probably find a lot of supermarket sauces. There's calyxes and stuff in there because they probably can't be bothered to just chucked in seeds, everything.
No, most things will take the stem and calyx off just because it adds that unique flavor to it that I don't know. A lot of people don't see it as a food or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not a common thing to use the calyx in sauces, but some sauces do, and it does change the flavor a little bit. Depends whether you want it or not. It works for some things, not for others. I can feel my nose running now. I'm past the worst of it, but actually, the cheese did a really good job of taking the heat away. But yeah, this is really strong stuff still.
I was glad to see that. It brought back a few memories.
I would assume that any of the bleeding calyx, the bubblegum related peppers, would taste different because they wouldn't have the chlorophyll in them. And the chlorophyll is a distinctive flavor. It is what makes things taste green primarily.
We'll see if we can get some pods with bleeding calyxes and we'll send them down to Stefan so he can eat the calyx.
My favorite one, which I sadly never managed to get a good production from, was somebody got a white bubblegum. And it is the most spooky thing because you don't have the color bleeding upwards like you normally would. You have a complete lack of color bleeding upwards. Just the entire pepper and all the calyx and like half the stem, just pure white.
Do we get some seeds for that?
Quite shocking to look at, but it's also hard to get hold of, or at least it was. Yeah. Yeah, that's everything I've got to show you, and possibly a little bit more as well. Done now.
And we got some hiccups.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan, that, Charlie.
I do like bubblegums. I still think, though, one of my what was it? It wasn't the 7 pot. It wasn't 7 pot primo. It was a different 7 pot. The brain strain, red pod, and just another sort of sour, bitter, sharp red super hot that's kind of floral. Wouldn't really recommend. The yellow one though, really indistinct tropical flavor. Sort of, it's not pineapple, but it's good and tropical, really fruity, really tasty, blended up with pineapple and onion and that sort of thing. Makes a really good homemade, quick and easy to make sauce. Gorgeous stuff.
Yellow brain strains is one of Charlie's favourite chilies.
Thoroughly recommend the yellow brain strain. Do not care for the red at all.
Yep, Stefan's got a plant grown. When we went down to Edible
Yeah.
Ornamentals, we were growing yellow brain strains and stuff.
Yeah, I got through my supply of yellow brain strains way too fast. It was genuinely just sort of 1 to 1 to 1 ratio of pineapple, onion, and yellow brain strain cooked up, blended together, put into a bottle, and then, over a few days, I just get through it on basically every meal. It would take me at most a week to get through the bottle. And for a pepper that hot, that is fast. It's interesting because a lot of yellow pods I find are just the floral stuff that I don't like. There are two really no, there are a few more than two. Because you have your yellow Vitalis are pretty nice, somewhat on the citrusy side. The Aji Limon more so even. But then you also have the yellow brain strain, is just deliciously tropical fruity. And so is specifically the MOA, Ministry of Agriculture, Scotch Bonnet. Don't particularly care for your standard yellow Scotch bonnets. Much prefer the reds there. But when it comes to the MOA proper Jamaican Ministry of Agriculture ones, the yellow are just absolutely gorgeous.
And with Charlie, yellow pods tend to taste a little bit better than the red counterparts in most cases, but not all.
I I don't think I've found any other yellow super hot than the brain strain that I like. I mean, yellow ghosts are okay, but I'd rather basically any other color.
I liked the white ghost. The white ghost was the better flavour of the ghosts.
The white ghost is really interesting because it's subtle, it's fresh, it's got a lot of ghost flavor, but it's not got the red chili flavor that you think of when you think of ghost.
Yep.
So it's very interestingly different and yet somehow also the same, if that makes sense.
It's not quite as hot neither, so
Not quite, but I mean, it's still ghost.
oh,
It'll
it's
still hit you like a
gonna kick,
ghost.
yeah.
Yes. He Fantasy are great. Um, I think it was just pear that I got from that. It was something like that.
Not a lover of mustard pods, Charlie.
Don't recall whether I had mustard ghost or not.
Not a ghost, I don't think it was
Not
a ghost.
sure I did.
Anyway, dude, I'm going to shoot off and leave you to do the outro.
I did have one time what I thought was a mustard. Sorry, a Fatali Gourmet. What I thought was a Gator Fatali jigsaw. The Gator jigsaw being basically a mustard pod that's a lot milder than the standard jigsaw. Turns out it was just a standard jigsaw underripe, and it hit me like a standard jigsaw. And be real careful with those. Because, yeah, it turns out sometimes your super hots can sit on the plant for over a month green and still actually have all the heat of a standard super hot and not be the mustard pod at all. I was talking about my experience with mustard, Stu. That's where the jigsaw came in. Jigsaws are crazy. Never again with fresh jigsaws. Might do sauces depending on what the sauce is, but never touching the fresh again because, God, I put one in a pasta sauce one time and then just ended up, I got halfway through my meal and then couldn't see for the tears. Jigsaws are too much for me. But yeah, I've waffled a lot. That's everything from me today. You'll catch us again next week. I have no idea what I'll be trying then, but we'll see, won't we? And hopefully it'll be at least as fun as this one, and maybe a bit funnier like the one before. See you then. Oh, I'm still here? Huh. I tried. You know what? I'm gonna hit this button.
Never mind. See you later.